After trading into the second round in this year's NBA draft, the Portland Trail Blazers selected Texas big man Greg Brown III with their 43rd overall pick. As a high-flying freak athlete with some flashes of skill, he's a very intriguing prospect. And although he won't get regular rotation minutes, he showed enough during Summer League where fans would be excited if he was subbing into a game instead of dreading it. In our first episode of our player preview series, we're going to be talking about some goals for Greg Brown, what skills he needs to work on as the season goes on, and much more. But before we jump into the video, make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Check out our website blazersuprise.com and follow me on Twitter. That link is in the description box below. Now, these videos are all going to be structured the same. First, I'm going to go over the player's role, then I'm going to go over how they should be used, I'm going to go over their skills, and then I'm going to set some statistical goals. So starting off with Greg Brown's role next year, as I stated, I don't think he's going to be a rotation player. However, if injuries hit, I would want to see him get a chance here and there. He's the type of guy where if you use him right and you coach him up right, I think he can be serviceable as a rookie. If he's in a system where everybody just kind of does their own thing offensively and doesn't have much structure, then he would be a guy that I'd be more worried about playing in his rookie season. Luckily, I think we'll be adding structure to our offense due to the coaching change. So under Chauncey Billups, I have confidence in Greg Brown should he see spot minutes. Now, this could be in case of injury. I'm going to knock on wood like I always do and pray that that doesn't happen this year. But if that happens, or if the Blazers decide to load manage players, especially in November where they have 16 games, then I definitely think Greg Brown could deserve some minutes. Also, if the Blazers are really struggling and look flat in terms of energy, he might be a guy that you sub in for a couple minutes just for a spark, just for a splash of energy, and maybe that can wake up the team. That's not something likely, but I mean, I'm trying to just search for other reasons why Chauncey would end up playing him if the team was healthy and fully playing. I would have been higher on his chances to maybe earn minutes as a rookie if we had not made the trade for Larry Nance Jr., but having Robert Covington and Larry Nance Jr. at the 4 just means that Greg Brown is not going to play that much. As far as how he can be utilized, I would want to see Chauncey utilize him as a cutting big man and a lob target. He's an athletic freak and he can finish around the rim. He's explosive, so utilizing him in a motion offense in the half court makes a lot of sense. He can finish off a cut or, backdoor screen for him, and maybe there's a lob available for him. And I think in a few years, Greg Brown is going to be a menace in transition, not only as a lane filler and a runner, but also as a guy who can push with the ball in his hands. However, in his rookie season, I don't want him to be a guy who's trying to do too much going coast to coast. He had turnover issues at the University of Texas, so I don't want it to be a situation where he's pushing the ball and out of control. He needs to learn how to be under control before he starts doing that regularly in NBA games. But as a lane filler and a runner, he's a guy that definitely works. He's pretty quick for his size, and he can jump off the ground. He can get off the floor. He has some bounce. I'd also like to see him shoot threes here and there. He shot 33% at the University of Texas, and I think he's a guy that can knock down the open three-point shot. So as a pick and pop guy, I think he might have some potential there his rookie season. And then defensively, he has some foot speed, so I think he would actually work best in an aggressive defensive scheme, playing up on pick and rolls, trapping, and that could help lead to more runouts, which I think will serve him best. Now, in terms of skills that I haven't talked about, it'll be interesting to see if he's able to do a little bit off the dribble in the half court, if he's able to hit a step back jumper. He showed flashes of that in Summer League and last year at Texas. I think he has that potential, but he probably isn't at the point where he's ready to do that in an NBA game, but he has a lot of confidence in himself. So, I mean, maybe in garbage time, he might provide you with a highlight move off the dribble. I wouldn't count that out. And then an important skill for him defensively, outside of being an aggressive defender and playing up on pick and rolls, is I want to see him rotate properly. I want to see him get to his spots quickly when helping. I want to see him protect the rim because he had some big blocks in Summer League. He has athletic ability, so I think he has potential as a small ball rim protector. He just has to get to spots quicker than he did in college. He wasn't necessarily great at getting to his spots in time in college, but at the college level, guys are a little bit slower. You have a little bit more time to rotate over and make a defensive play. In the NBA, you don't have as much time, so you got to get to your spots quickly. You got to know where to be. So when he does play, I'm going to be watching his defensive positioning heavily this season. Now, in terms of statistical goals, for a guy that's not going to play that much, his stats will vary wildly just simply due to small sample size. However, I've set a couple efficiency goals for him. One is he should be shooting 55% from 2. He's not a guy that's going to have the ball in his hands a ton and force a lot of shots when he's in the game. He's going to be a guy that I think will get high quality shots off of cuts, off of lobs, in transition. So he should at least shoot 55% from 2. In terms of a goal for him to shoot from 3, considering he shot 33% last year in college, my goal for him in his rookie season in the NBA is to shoot at least 34% from 3. This will show an improvement over his college season, even though he's going back to a further NBA three-point line, and 34% is a good start to his career. The average three-point percentage in the NBA is right around 35-36%, so he would just be slightly below average, and I would expect that to improve in future years. Now, the third and final goal I have for him is I want him to have more assists than turnovers. He was very turnover prone and didn't really create much for others last year at the University of Texas. This is another one of his skills that I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see if he has more playmaking ability than he showed last year in college. I want to see if Chauncey can maybe help him learn how to create for others and learn how to read the floor better. Chauncey's been credited with doing that with various Clippers players last year when he was an assistant coach for them. So that's the third goal for Greg Brown. Have more assists this year than turnovers. I will go back over these goals at the end of the season. I will do a player review series. This is the player previews. I will do a player review series, and I will look at these goals that I've set for them and see if they achieve them or not. In regular rotation players, I will have far more statistical goals since those guys will be playing regular minutes. But for a guy like Greg Brown III, who's not going to be playing that much, this is what I got. So anyway, that wraps up my player preview for Greg Brown III. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And with that, I'm out of here. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.